Previously on Unbalanced Encounters.
Evening's dawn is quite a bit further into the eastern hills than you all have traveled before. So, we are going to begin with safety in the morning. We're going to see how that affects the course of the day. We are going to then roll provisions in the afternoon. We are going to see how that affects the end of the day. And then we are going to roll shelter at night. We are going to begin. Guard, would you please roll us a d8 for safety?
A 2?
It's a 3.
That's a 2.
Your group loses a week.
Oh my god.
I rolled a 1.
That's a 1.
If you thought I rolled anything other than a 1, then you're out of your gosh darn mind.
Awesome!
What'd you roll?
1!
There is this yearning to be apart. You know, you don't want to be alone in a crowd. So I rolled a 1.
And we are going to move to our d4 for shelter. Bear in mind that if you get a 1...
That noise you just heard was Sam walking away and slamming the door.
For all of this chaos, we get a very Wes Anderson shot. We see your backs to the camera, backlit by this fucking fire. Would you mind taking to in, seeing how far away from evening's dawn we are? You feel your grip, the bond projection hand, fade in and out, and you focus, hold on tight. And I need everyone to roll me initiative. Hello, one and all, and welcome to another episode of Unbalanced Encounters, the only show that dares to ask, how much damage can one flannel shirt take? I'm your host, Patrick Perini. Say hi, I guess Craig especially, with that call out.
Yeah, say hi, Craig.
The answer is trick question. They're immune to any type of damage.
Flannel shirts are immune to non-magical bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. It's canon now.
Accurate.
It actually has layer actions as well. Anyone wearing.
What are the layer actions of a flannel shirt?
You don't want to know.
That. Don't answer that.
No one wants to know.
That's unholy. That's unholy behavior.
That's for the Patreon.
If you come behind the paywall, we haven't made that joke in a while.
That's true.
A little callback. Yeah.
We're having all kinds of callbacks in these episodes. Callbacks to mechanics where it doesn't actually matter. You guys just roll ones anyway. And
It's all ones.
Yeah, that was a lot of ones in that last episode.
Yeah, we need to stop.
Did anyone count?
No.
Did any of our audience count? Email us at unbalancedencounters@gmail.com and tell us how many ones you think we rolled in the last episode.
And if you're wrong, you are cursed for 100 years.
Yeah, so don't be wrong, but instead be right, and then tell us what it was, because I'm personally very curious. But we did end our last session on rolling initiative, so could I please get you all to roll me initiative?
I'm sleeping.
You should still roll initiative.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's right. You're sleeping cuddled up in a little blanket.
Yeah,
Snug as a bug in a rug.
Oh,
June,
with
what'd you
this
roll?
little monkey. 15.
Guard, what'd you roll?
15 as well.
Harisa, what'd you roll?
Fucking 5, boys.
Isaac, what'd you roll?
Oh, an 18.
An 18. Fantastic.
The sleeper goes first.
So, June, you have just been hit in the back of the head with something. We'll deal with that on your turn. The rest of you are attempting to settle in to this tavern. Harisa has just emerged from behind the bar with a dead man's whiskey.
Yeah.
And has seen another dead person on the stairs to her immediate right. Harisa, could
Yes.
I please get a perception check from you?
Well, that was a nat 20 for a 26.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go. Everyone now needs to roll lots of nat 20s this session to balance out all the bullshit.
This person has a +2 to this roll, which means that they cannot get above a 26. Harisa, from the shadow of the doorway, you see a figure maybe 8 feet tall step into the building.
8 feet. That's big. That's a big...
And is immediately going to huck a spear at Guard. Guard, does a 17 break your armor class?
Yeah.
25 piercing damage.
Jesus!
Woof. Fucking
As
woof.
this spear sinks into the ceramic, and this figure rushes into the room and is going to clank its shield into Guard. You take another 13 points of bludgeoning damage, and I need you to make a strength save.
That is a 24 on the strength save.
You succeed, which means that this person is going to get a chance to really see who you are. They are going to get advantage on an insight roll. They have a +1 to this. That's an 18. We'll resolve that momentarily.
8 foot tall.
Big Paul's family, probably.
Isaac, you are asleep.
I would like to roll over, if you don't mind.
Cool, done.
Wait a minute. Could I don't want to backseat Dungeon Master, but I don't want to.
What's up?
I'm trying to. We gotta fuck
hit
some
me.
shit up.
Pitch me on something.
He's in the room with us, right?
Yeah.
Could we have him roll a perception check to hear if he heard a javelin shatter into a piece of ceramic?
Yeah, 100%.
A
I
fight
am
start
going to ask
next
for
to
that.
his sleeping body.
I am going to ask for that at disadvantage, but we'll call it a DC 12.
I
He's
was
super
going to
exhausted.
say, yeah. I know I'm going to lose a round, but
Oh, I don't need to give you disadvantage. You have 2 levels of exhaustion. You're already taking
Yeah,
disadvantage.
not on saving throws, right? Oh, no, this is just
It's a
check.
perception check.
That's right.
Yeah, he has 2 levels of exhaustion.
It's disadvantage. That's a 10 even.
You stir a little bit. Something's happening, but you don't rouse.
Keep it down.
Guard, it is your turn.
At the beginning of my turn, I would like to turn around and see what just hit me like several little trains.
You see fur-lined boots, heavy hide pants, a raised steel shield, a free right hand. The spear is still in your back. Tattoos, and an all too familiar face. Guard?
Fucking... Wait.
You recognize Big Paul.
The fuck is he doing here?
I would like to rage. I am going to recklessly punch him in the face.
Incredible. Go for it.
19.
Yeah, that hits.
He takes 10 bludgeoning damage and 7... No, he takes more than that. He takes 12 bludgeoning damage and 7 necrotic damage.
You clock him square in the face, and you hear his nose crunch a little bit, offset. Oh, hello, God.
With my second attack,
I deserve that.
I would like to attempt to grapple him.
Okay. This is going to be opposed athletics. I believe you do not have a level of exhaustion. And you have advantage from your rage. You rolled a 26. Big Paul has a +10 to this roll. If he gets above a 16, you do not grapple him. That's a 7. What does this look like?
Without a word, I'm going to put my hand around his throat, and I'm going to just slam him into the ground. What are you doing here?
I think that's it for Guard's turn. We'll get around to Big Paul's response here momentarily, because we are going to cut back up to the roof. June,
Oi.
you turn around and are staring into the chest of another Goliath. You don't recognize this person. And they have their shield raised over your head. You feel a little blood from the thump. You're a little woozy, a little unsure of foot, but see the threat. What do you do?
She's gonna kind of freeze and then reach for her whistle, put it in her mouth, and blow it as hard as she can while running backwards to jump off the building. So the flute of the forest. This flute, this magic item has a maximum of 3 charges. When you blow the flute as an action, a lullaby is heard and you can expend one of the charges of the flute to cast the sleep spell at first level. You can expend additional charges to upcast the spell. That's 45.
June, go ahead and give me an acrobatics check. You are going to succeed at this. I am just curious as to how well.
17.
You face this Goliath, let go of the weather vane, reach for the whistle, get it between your teeth, blow, and we hear that camp counselor just high and clear in the cold night air, and you take 3 running steps fully backward. You are facing this guy. You are not letting him get the drop on you. And you swan dive off the back, do a backflip, and see that he just no-sells the spell. 45 was not enough to put him or anything else to sleep.
Spinks has under 45 hit.
Spinks hits the deck.
I was like, hang on, I'm pretty sure one
Sorry,
of us
guys.
does. No. He's just
Thank you for being honest. Take inspiration.
Spinks hugs Isaac as Isaac hugs the monkey. You know, like,
They're just in a cuddle puddle.
And June, you land in the snow outside of this tavern, feel something up against your back, turn, and are staring into the face of a Goliath woman. That's movement and action. Do we have bonus action from June?
I'm gonna go ahead and hold patient defense then.
Okay, burn the bond.
As my bonus, and I'll ask, I'm sorry, who are y'all?
We go to Harisa. You just saw Big Paul throw a spear into guard, shield check him, run in, and then get put into the fucking ground. Spinks is also asleep on the floor by Isaac. What do you do?
this feels like a normal day.
You heard June's whistle go, by the way, right? Like that's a very
I
audible
think that's
thing.
gonna be more because obviously
Yeah.
now I see like it's big pool. God has this covered. I'm gonna go upstairs and then look out the window
And look up onto the roof. Great. Go ahead and make me a perception check with advantage, so it should be flat against your exhaustion.
Okay, great. A dirty 20 this time.
You see the back of another Goliath man. He did not see you.
Okay, this might be out the. I'm gonna try and hustle this a little bit. So
All right.
you know, tell me if this is completely ridiculous.
Never knock it.
She's going. She's going to finish whatever is left in the bottle. She's going to tie a rope around said bottle, and she's going to try and like get it like a bolo type thing around the person, and then just pull. So she wants to like pull the person down.
Give me a dexterity-based athletics check.
I told you it was a bit wackadoodle. Okay, I have to do this at disadvantage though, don't I?
Yes.
Because of my exhaustion. I am tired. 7.
Okay. I mean, it's a 6. That's a 12. You and you hear the bottle clank off of the roof tiles, and you hear, what? What was that?
It distracted them. Good enough.
And he sees the bottle, and then he sees you. What do you do? That's one attack.
Savra is just going to say, Big Paul is down here and he would like to see you.
Is this a persuasion check?
Probably deception. I would say she's probably. Oh! Yeah. Because I'm getting out of a fight, technically, I can use my punch card.
Holy shit, yes you can.
Which
Let's roll it
means I
flat.
can roll it flat.
This card has come up so much more than I thought it would.
I only got a 4 anyway, so whatever. But
Okay.
you know.
Yeah, on a 4, I don't think he believes you. And you see him spin his spear and aim it down toward your head. And it's actually his turn, so he's gonna throw it at you.
All right, fair enough.
That's a 12. Does that hit?
No. I just kind of dodge and go, listen, that's not very nice. Would you
Pulls
just
another
get
from a
down here,
quiver
please?
and boom, throws it at you for a 25 to hit.
Ow!
Bro.
Yes, that hits. That definitely hits.
8 points of piercing damage.
That's not so bad. I feel like it grazed the cheek.
Not the cheek.
Not the cheek. We're all coming away with scars, but it's all right, Isaac, because chicks dig scars.
June, you look up at this woman who has just this perfectly shaved head with the exception of a massive braided ponytail that trails down to the small of her back. And she spins her spear around, puts it to your throat, and says, I could ask you the same question, love. You're rather far from home, aren't you?
Mommy?
Mommy?
Not again.
We're not here to hurt anybody.
Go ahead and make me a persuasion check.
Oh, that was so close to being a nat 20. That was a 14.
A 14 is going to change her course of action. She is going to make a grapple check against you. You are trying to beat a 22. You can make this with acrobatics if you'd like. You do have disadvantage from exhaustion.
It's a 13.
Okay, well, that is not high enough to beat a 22. She puts the length of the spear to your throat and just puts you into the snow. You are prone and grappled.
Let me outside.
She's not going to kill you, though, so that's good. We come back around to the top of the order. Guard, do you want to give me your question to Big Paul again?
What are you doing here?
You see him kind of reach up. You've still got your hand to his throat, right? He reaches up and he slides the fur-lined hat kind of up over his bald head. And you see his violet eyes dart around the room. Oh, what a very good question, my friend. I don't suppose that telling you that this is my home would be enough information, would it?
Very slowly, I'm going to let go of him.
You are ever the athlete, my old friend. And he shifts his weight up. He doesn't get up. Yeah, he leans on his elbows and he says, I'm very sorry about the spear in your back. We are erring on the side of caution these days. We've lost many.
I suggest you stop your friends or you will lose more.
My friends. Where is June?
And I gesture my head back to the door outside where all the noise is.
Right. And he gets to his feet and he runs out of the building. Isaac, it is at this point that you kind of stammer awake a little bit.
Like, I just can't get a good night's rest. Saving up. Mr. Spink, get off me! What's all this?
You see Guard pulling a spear out of his back.
I kick Isaac's axe over to him so it slides across the ground to his hand. Goliath's attacking. Big Paul is with them.
Alright. It's giving him up. Mr. Spinks. Mr. Spinks, come on, we gotta. You gotta get up.
What? Oh. What did...
We gotta.
Oh, sorry.
We gotta beat some people up or something. I don't know. I'm not really listening right now.
Did we, I don't remember the night before. We didn't. No.
Oh my god. Jeez, the fucking wheeze. Not the time, Mr. Spinks!
What? Oh, sorry. This doesn't have to make it into the episode. I'm sorry.
We had the talk, Mr. Spinks. I don't know why you're confused.
Pat had to walk away.
Listen, when you wake up spooning.
Okay, Isaac, you get Spinks up. We're moving on. Guard, it's your turn. What do
I
you
guess
do?
we gotta have another talk. It obviously didn't go through that well.
Yep.
Spinks doesn't even know what reference he's making. It's just the fourth wall bleed.
I'm going to charge out. I'm going to elbow check past Big Paul. I'm going to see the other Goliath spear up around June's neck. I'm going to take out the meteor axe, activate a charge, and I'm going to slice through the air, dragging forward. I need the Goliath that is grappling June to make a strength saving throw.
That's a 20, but I believe there's still an effect.
The Goliath is yanked 5 feet towards me, breaking the grapple.
June, you're free. She stumbles like over your head and nearly goes like face down into the snow, but like puts the spear down into the ground and keeps herself up.
With the rest of my movement, I would like to keep charging forward as if this is all one fluid action. And I would just like to shoulder check that Goliath as hard as I can to try to knock them prone.
Okay, go ahead and make me an athletics check. I believe an advantage for the rage.
That was a natural 1 and an 18 for a 25.
Nice, you're trying to beat a 15, so you absolutely do. She puts the spear into the ground, steadies herself for a second, and just catches your full shoulder into her whole chest and is laid out into the snow with an audible.
At the end of my turn, holding the meteor axe over her, it's still sort of glowing, reverberating with that like gravity energy. I'm just going to say, wait or die. And that'll be my turn.
June, what would you like to do?
Can I see inside the bar?
Now you can, yeah.
If I turn around?
You see Big Paul standing in the doorway.
What? Big Paul?
Glad you're all right, June.
What do you mean about fucking all right? I just got laid out. What the fuck is going on? June is about to kill this person. Is this a friend of yours?
Yes, I would appreciate if you didn't. I would understand if you did, but I would appreciate if you didn't.
Then don't try to kill us. What is going on? Call them off.
Yeah, it's not
Call
my turn in
them
combat,
off.
Juniper.
And she's just out of frustration. She's gonna like lay her bow staff against his neck, and I'm just gonna hold an action.
Go ahead and give me an intimidation check at advantage, please. Which again, I think is going to make it flat with exhaustion.
Mm-hmm. It's a 17.
Big Paul freezes up a little bit as you put this against his neck, and eyes trailing down your staff to your bond projection hand, then looks back at you. Perhaps it would be best if I took a moment to explain. And you're going to hold an action to see if anybody, gets aggressive.
If he doesn't call them off in his turn, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap him on the throat and stunning strike.
That's fantastic. Cool. We're going to close out initiative here, but I want to give Harisa one last turn because she doesn't exactly know that this is happening yet, and there's a guy who just hit her in the face with a spear.
Kill him. Kill him.
Harisa, what would you like to do?
She can
Sphinx
do it.
is awake now, too.
The bottle, is it still up there?
Yes, the bottle is still kind of hanging off the roof.
I'm just going to try and tug it one more time and just see what happens.
You are trying to beat an 11 this time, much lower.
I only got a 10, so.
Okay. You tug this thing and it clanks off of his ankle and drops. That is one attack, and you kind of glance out of the corner of your eye. You see that everybody is sort of at a standoff up front.
I'll be down in a second. And she's just going to turn around.
So you just go back in the window? Okay,
yeah,
cool.
You can't get
All
me.
right.
I'm fine.
We're out of initiative. All of you make your way into the tavern. And I think things are a little tense, a little uneasy. But you all manage to sort of relax, get comfortable in front of the fire, and take a moment to talk about what the fuck is going on.
Are you the ones who have been clearing out Evening's Dawn every time people are posted here?
Go ahead and roll me an insight check.
Again, at disadvantage.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not so bad. A 21.
Holy shit.
Let's
Hey.
go.
I got an 18 and a 19. So
That's
pretty
incredible.
Fucking
pretty good.
Dragon eyes over
Yeah.
here.
Right?
I was like,
Harisa's pupils
Khaleesi.
slit a little bit.
eye twitching, like, fucking tell me.
You see that Big Paul, someone that you at one point might have considered a friend, is visibly offended by that implication. Evening's Dawn, by all rights, belongs to us. But no. Anyone who came through here seeking refuge, including your mother, was offered shelter.
Just one question. Was it the offer and the shelter that you guys just did? Because I feel like that might...
The woman starts laughing. The Goliath woman starts laughing. She thinks that's very funny.
Oh, maybe the shelter is the 50 bodies that are piled up just down the road.
Those bodies are many casualties from the Agravah uprising. Soldiers, wardens that did not make it. I do not know what the Lord Governor believes is happening here, but his eastern forces are decimated. There is no more Eastern Front.
I think when the governor heard no news for some time, he assumed there was something wrong. Which is why we are here. To find out what is wrong, and also to find my pain in the ass of a mother. You said you gave her shelter, so where is she? And why has she not been able to send any message?
Strange things have been happening here for some time. Shadows of the past seem to plague these mountains. Your mother has been missing for weeks. She was one of the last few among the Agra wardens. She came here seeking our aid. She arrived before I did, and what was left of my people sought my counsel. I advised them that any relative of Safra Harisa was one to be trusted, and she was allowed to stay. Her mission was to attempt to recruit us into Agra forces that were no longer left, but in shambles, by the time that we had considered her offer. And so we have been holed up here in an uneasy alliance for months.
So you're telling me that the Empress has forces up in these mountains that keep coming through and putting everything into shambles?
The Empressar is not the only one at work here. On a 21 insight, he glances over at the ancient, decrepit bodies that you had noted earlier.
How many are there of you? How many allies do we have in this mountain?
The three of us are all that remain in Evening's Dawn. The rest of our people have scattered to the rest of the eastern hills. We number no more than a few dozen.
A few dozen?
I would appreciate a refrain from your indignation, given that one of you was responsible for the disbanding of my tribe. And he shoots a look at Isaac.
I want you to listen to me very carefully. I'm not being indignant. I was shocked and appalled that there is only a dozen of you left. I know very well what it's like to have a people brought to so little numbers. Now, I think it would be in our best interests to see if we can at least gather these dozen and make a plan.
The threats that plague the eastern hills will likely subvert any initiative to muster our forces. There is something out there that is killing people in ways that the gods did not ordain.
Like spectral people?
He gives kind of a non-committal head nod, and then more visibly points to these very old corpses in the room, and now the rest of you are like fully aware of them. I know little about magic, and even less about the living gods. But I do know that a healthy man, in the prime of his career, sustaining no injury, returned from a cavern not a quarter mile from town at least 100 years old. And he is not the only one.
Did he manage to tell you what he saw in the cavern? Did he remember being away?
I was not in that particular room. I saw him return. I was on guard duty. Your mother interviewed him.
So fucking mad. Miss Keeper of Secrets. So there is a strange cave that is making people old. Is that the only thing that is concerning you?
No, but it is the most visible. Everything else has been a glimpse of a shade. Some ancient, wayward soul, or someone wandering off into the snow and not returning.
Did you see anything made of glass?
Thank you for asking that question.
Patrick is so happy.
Patrick approves.
Big Paul glances at his two compatriots, giving Harisa on that 21 the sense that this is not something he has shared with them. Why do you ask, God?
We have traveled several months to get here.
Several months. From Agravar?
I can give you the exact number of days if you like. I have that written down now. It is 49 days in total, yes. So at least a couple of months.
49 days? That trip can be made in 10.
Listen, do not talk to me about our journey.
Along this journey, amidst several things that delayed us, we were besieged by shadows that attempted to pull us off our path. But I saw another thing. I do not know what, but it reflected off of the night sky like it was made of glass. Its tracks were unusual, and I followed it into a cave.
You seem to have had a more close encounter with the creature than I have. But yes, there is something in these hills inorganic. I don't expect quick forgiveness for my hasty assault, but guard, my initial and admittedly poor impulse was that you were that creature. The way the fire was flitting off your obsidian ceramic, I thought it might be glass. Guard, you notice that Big Paul's two compatriots have a series of tattoos. And Big Paul has some tattoos as well, but they're not particularly visible. They're not recognizable as a singular thing. But on his two compatriots, you see filigree. Tattoos. Swirls and spirals that mirror your own.
When Guard notices them, he's going to eye them over, slowly look down at his own arms and hands, and then down to Mr. Spinks, who has that same sort of filigree. And he's going to very gently and sort of subtly give Mr. Spinks a little elbow, and then put one hand up to his faceless head with the sh symbol.
That's so terrifying. That's so needlessly scary.
I told you when I made this character that I wanted them to be the Iron Giant plus Dark Souls. Okay?
I love
So
it.
I'm
It's so
keeping it
fucking
going.
good. It's so fucking good.
And then he is going to point at his own filigree, and then Mr. Spinks's, and then the tattoos to get Mr. Spinks to notice them as well.
Sphinx is going to kind of follow your finger, sort of you point to yourself, or you point to Sphinx, and then you point over there, and he's like, I mean, shh. Do you think they are like us?
If they are not like us, then they know someone who understands us.
Maybe like someone gave them the tattoo, like
Exactly.
us. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Shh.
And I don't know about you, but the more we move forward on this the more I feel empty in what little I know about where we come from.
Empty?
It is like we are trying to build a house, but we have set no stone to earth to put the walls upon. We are lacking foundation. I am lacking foundation.
Spinks is going to think about that metaphor, and he's going to imagine a roof trying to kind of float on nothing, and starts to kind of feel what God is sort of trying to express. Yeah, I think I know how you feel. It's hard to just kind of become a thing out of nowhere and then trying to like figure out what you are, huh?
It is. I do not know if it's the same for you and I. You have Harisa. I do not know what I have.
Hey, guard. I'll help you find it. And in the meantime, you have me.
Thank you.
Spinks's tail is gonna wag a little bit.
And if anything happens to Harisa, I will make sure that it is so dead you will never believe how dead it is. I don't know. I'm sorry, I always lean towards,
No, it's cool.
You have me too.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I haven't had a chance to say because, we've been traveling through deserts and starving, and then you wandered off for like a week, and then I kind of set things on fire and stuff. But I wanted to say thank you for the dress that you made and that you helped make. I really liked it, and I'm sorry I can't wear it. It's probably a good thing because it'd probably get all ripped up and stuff with like the avalanche and everything, but it's in a safe place.
Shiny things are important to you, and you are my friend, so I want to make sure the things that are important to you are close at hand.
Just remember that you're a shiny too, guard. Okay?
He kind of looks down at his hands a little bit. Okay.
And then we cut back to Big Paul's explanation.
I did not want to be the one to suggest that, but if it is the place where people are going missing, perhaps it is where my mother is. And if we solve the mystery of the cave, maybe in that time you can gather your people together. We can then come out and say, hey, there's nothing to worry about now. We solved it for you. And then we can start to figure out how to get this front back to being a front.
I appreciate that plan. I think that is a worthy plan, but the thing keeping my people dispersed is not some mystery in a cave. It is a lack of resources. It is a lack of arms. It is a lack of coordination. My people were disbarred by the Lord Governor Hakota Agra, and I have come to learn in recent weeks that Isaac killed their last leader.
So, Big Paul, what do you want to do about that? You seem to have a tone about things. You seem to know all. We come here to try and assist you when you're talking about old histories like it happened yesterday. Do you want our assistance in possibly helping to rebuild what the history of your people used to have? Or do you want to cry over something that's already happened? We can have this fight right now. I've talked to death. I've looked oblivion in the eye. And if you think you can step up to me, feel free. Or else your tribe is going to lose another one.
Go ahead and roll me intimidation, please. At advantage to cancel out the exhaustion.
22.
Do you stand up when you're saying this?
Nah, he's slumped in a chair and he was quiet, and then he kept seeing Big Paul. It's kind of like how if you were to talk shit on your elder and they're just like sitting in their chair and they're like, all right, I'm about to knock you out.
That's
Talking like
scarier. That's way more threatening.
I'll say he's like got the axe like kind of like a walking stick, and it just glows as he gets angrier in his speech.
Big Paul sits up a little straighter, and he looks you in the eye, and he says, Isaac, in my time at Rally, I heard so very many stories about your service to your people. I have seen your deeds, and through your actions come to believe you a good man. My friend Sherwood owes you his life. I don't wish to fight you, but I do wish that you would show me some consideration. She was my mother. Hi friends, I gotta keep this quick because there is a small but surprisingly violent contingent of Big Paul fanatics outside my door right now who are very mad at me for keeping this from them. So we're gonna do a quick little mid-roll and then get back to the action. Okay, first things first, if you draw and have ever done fan art of the show, ever considered doing fan art of the show, or ever considered considering doing fan art of the show, you need to email it to us at unbalancederencounters@gmail.com. We're revamping our website to have a fan art carousel, and we want to showcase your art of the show. We want it all. Sketches, doodles, illustrations. If you drew Spinks on a Post-it note, take a picture of it and send it to us at unbalancederencounters@gmail.com. That's going to be going up soon, but it's going to be up in perpetuity. So whenever you do fan art, email it to us. And if you can't draw at all, like me, come play Jackbox with us. We do regular community events in our Discord. A lot of the time, it's Jackbox and Gartic Phone games that we play where we have to draw things and are very bad at drawing things. And also trivia nights, movie nights. I think Sam did a pottery lecture at one point. They're a lot of fun. We try to do them monthly. So come through discord.unbalancederencounters.com. Oh no. They're coming. Okay, love you, bye. Isaac, you have just been told by Big Paul that you killed his mother. How do you react?
Big Paul, I have a question for you. What do you believe a parent's responsibility is?
I would say I don't believe that now is the time for rhetorical questions, but... well, if not now, when, I suppose. My honest answer, Isaac, is that I believe a parent's primary job is to protect, and their secondary job is to care.
Saphra's going to look at her dad as he says that.
I believe that your mother did both in her own way, even in defeat.
Well, yes, she certainly cared about her people. There was little love lost between my mother and myself, Isaac.
If that's the case, then what's the issue? Why, because I took something from you?
No. No, I had given that relationship up years before. However, a parent lost forever is, well, simply more permanent than a parent lost by choice, a less reversible outcome. I don't know that I grieve for her loss. But I do think that I grieve for the inability to make that decision for myself.
And I'm sorry that I took that decision from you. From my choice in doing what I believed was protecting the people I care about. In my journeys, I've learned that some of the choices that I made when I wasn't a good man weren't the best. I will never take those decisions back, however, because I wouldn't be who I am now if I didn't. Now, my question to you is, will you take the offerings of I wouldn't even call myself a good man now, just the man who is offering to help you in protecting the things that you care about?
He rolls his shoulders, leans back in his seat, and says, I will, and I will do so with gratitude, accepting the support of a friend.
Good. Y'all, all y'all, June, Sapper, you too, old man back there hiding. Get this whole mama shit together, okay? I don't know what's going on. You see Mr. Spinks, God, myself, we obviously have good mom loving relationship. I need y'all to figure this out. I'm getting tired.
Guard immediately looks to Spinks. Do you know who your mom is?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
Me either. What's he talking about?
Do you think?
I'm pretty sure my mama adopted y'all when y'all came over. That's usually what she does. So y'all
I
said,
have a mama now.
I have a mama
Isaac,
now.
does that make us brothers? Oh my God,
Isaac,
I'm so
that makes us
excited.
brothers. I am also so excited.
see how happy they are? I need
Oh my
y'all to be
God.
that happy. Figure it out.
Right, well, it seems as if a good place to start might be trying to
Now we
find...
gotta find another. You just flips a table. And do this shit again.
Listen, I am not happy about it either, Isaac, if that makes you feel any better.
Our mothers don't define our happiness. So it might be fucked up, but I'm my own person. I can make the decision to be happy with my life.
Here's to not becoming our mothers. She's gonna
Cheers.
hold up a beer from the crate.
Oh, there's whiskey, there's beer. And Big Paul rises and begins to pull out some goddamn food and
Yeah!
alcohol.
Yay. Let's get fucked up. Woo!
Woo!
And Big Paul and his compatriots begin to help you assemble a veritable feast. Big Paul wheels in a barrel filled with fish stored in ice water and begins to roast them on a spit over the fire. He pulls down the ham hock and begins to sort of slice it. He pulls some root veg out from who the fuck knows where, bottles of whiskey and cognac appear. Barrels of beer are opened, and you all tuck into the first real meal
Yes.
you've had in a very long time.
Hey, Big Paul, I bet you can't eat this whole ham hock.
I have to wonder, what is even the point of you poisoning me again this time?
Listen, I'm just genuinely curious this
Okay,
time.
I can
Because,
cure
you
that.
know.
She does poison you. I got you, buddy.
Big Paul, do you remember that moment we shared? The night of the poisoning.
Which moment, God? I don't really hold on to a lot of those memories with a lot of relish.
I turn to Mr. Spinks. No, it's not that.
It was a moment where we were both at our most vulnerable. I walking, wondering about my existence, and you relieving yourself.
Oh,
You
one
see
of those
his-
moments.
The other Goliath are like the other Goliath people are like snickering off to the
All
side.
that stood between us was a thin piece of plywood.
Yes,
The sounds.
I remember.
The sounds.
Just that's it. That's the end of the sentence.
While they're doing all of this,
Yeah.
I want to take my cup of whiskey and go over to the woman that pinned me on the floor in the snow. Hi.
This is the way.
Remember me?
As a matter of fact, I do, yes.
I'm so glad that we could all do this together. Isn't this nice?
I can't
Not
tell
like
if you're
tossing
being
people in the snow.
threatening or trying to make me feel bad about my defensive actions. I really
Not
don't
at,
know.
do you know what? Not at all. I'm so impressed. I was so impressed. You might not have been able to tell because you had me down by the throat, but I was
Saffra just like,
very
whew,
impressed.
getting hot in here.
So,
The energy in this is
Isaac sipping his tea out his cup like just
I'm June. My name's June.
Why is your voice down 3 octaves?
What? Because I've been drinking.
My name's June.
Name's June.
Yeah, Bruce is coming out. Bruce comes out with June drinks. It's canon. Bruce is just June drunk.
Name's June Nipper. And what's your name?
both my daughters have no riz. What is
My
happening?
daughters.
She kind of eyes you over, like kind of gives you this look of like, are you really drunk already? Like that was quick. She smirks and says, well, my name is Bailey. It's a pleasure. Thank you very much, patron Cyber Mall Cop.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you.
Bailey. Bailey. That's a really, really pretty name. So, like, what are some of your hobbies and stuff? Like, what do you...
He's like, am I this bad? Is this...
Yes.
Oh, God. I'm so
like-
sorry. Oh,
like
jeez.
watching
I
a
need to
train.
write Ariel a letter. Oh, my God.
Oh, for the love of God, give me a charisma check at disadvantage, please.
Okay, so at disadvantage, that's a 19.
Oh,
I got a nat 20 and a 19.
Wow.
I'm
Now you gotta make Bailey be like,
trying as
like,
fuck.
Who's this cute little half elf in here?
She starts laughing. She genuinely starts laughing. She's like, I cannot tell if you can't hold your liquor or you're just trying to be ridiculous. But either way, it is amusing.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I'm told I have no riz, so I don't know
By
exactly
who?
what that. Oh, by that guy over there, and she points at Isaac.
I think he might be a little too old to have an opinion on the subject.
I know he's so old. He is so old.
Listen, if you're going to judge someone based on whether or not they have any riz, you need to be able to do at least the backflip that you did off of that roof earlier. That was incredible.
Hey, well, thank you. Now I do have to say, you want to know who's got some riz. You want to know who's got some riz?
Don't you dare.
She gives you a go on gesture.
And she'll get like closer to her and like lace her arm through hers.
Yeah, sure.
All right. So, and she's like, I love to imagine this like lovely height difference.
Oh
too.
yeah. She's a good 3 foot taller than you.
All right. So you see that lovely woman over there?
oh shit.
You see that? So her name, get this. Her name is Harisa. She's fucking amazing. She's got some riz.
Saffra goes from like giggling with Isaac to just staring daggers at June. One more word,
Whoops.
and you will not wake up tomorrow. Is like the look she's giving you
Give me
right
an
now.
intimidation check.
I mean, just look at that. Look at those eyes.
I mean, a 7.
I think Bailey kind of cocks an eyebrow, and at this point I think she's more bemused at this situation than anything. She stands up and she walks straight over to Harisa.
Yeah, get it. She really likes arrows.
And her just like looking up, just like, oh my God. I've died
Isaac
and gone
stands
to
up.
heaven.
Oh, I gotta go check on my pig. Bye. And he just walks.
My pig.
I gotta go see a man about a pig.
Listen, I see what June has done.
Her name's Bailey.
You are a very attractive woman. I will, I can't deny. But I am very tired and getting close to being very drunk. So, I will leave it up to you. You can come to bed with me. Or we can have more drinks by the fire. Or both.
Go ahead and give me a charisma check. Advantage. So flat.
Listen, the dice don't want me to have any fun, and I rolled a 5. So
Can I assist her?
That she already was rolling with advantage.
I was, because I'm a tired lady.
Damn.
I may have just been too forward, and that's okay.
No. Here's how I'm going to interpret this. You are intriguing.
Well, yes, that's true.
But I take your point that you have had quite a time getting here. Big Paul mentioned something about north of 40 days to travel from Agravar.
Listen, I have heard of holy men traveling through the deserts for many days. And I honestly feel like they deserve a treat at the end of it, don't you?
As much as I would agree with that. Are you sure you're up for it?
Saphra's gonna think.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
True, I feel like you are too much of a woman to disappoint. So I will save it for another night.
Come find me when you get back from the cave. Huh?
All right.
Is there any other shit that you guys want to get up to before we cut through the long rest?
I got you, brother. You ready?
Amazing.
Isaac walks over to, I'm assuming there's like, you said it's a tavern, so like the bar area where Prometheus is like enjoying a little bit of the plate of food. And then he casts Speak with Animals.
Oh, yes.
Oh, you thought this wasn't going to happen.
I really did.
He goes, "Oh, how's everything going? You feeling healthier?"
Why? I can't understand you.
Oh my god.
Yep. I guess dialects. No, that tracks. Accents and everything. Okay. Yeah, you can understand me.
God, that's ridiculous. But why have you been making that gibbering noise all the time?
Oh, many of my magical, powerful essence kind of messes up the signals and communication and everything. You know how that is. Yeah.
All right, Governor. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I don't know. No, I'm lying to you. I don't understand a fuck of what you just said. But I really appreciate that you've been willing to share with me all your warms and all your foods and thank you.
Well, Prometheus, you
Oh, is that what you call me?
Yeah, that's your name now. We're not gonna have an argument about it. It's just what I call you.
No, it's all right. I mean, my mom used to call me, and then he just makes like a chimp screaming noise.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I promise you. That's
but your accent's a little bit more refined, so I understand, Governor.
We kind of saved one another at that time, and there's no need for the thank you. But, this is your home area, and I'm not gonna be here all the time. So if you ever feel so, one of these individuals here you wish to hang out with, I'm kind of like a guardian of nature type thing. So it's like I don't want you to feel like, oh, now I have to stay with this guy all the time. Your life is yours and all that. So,
Well, I appreciate the clarification. I don't really have anywhere else to go. Maybe someday I'll find a troop of my own, but in the meantime, I'd like to stick around if you'll have me.
Yeah, we can do that. I got CJ. He's cool to hang out with, and then Mr. Spinks.
Oh, is Mr. Spinks the talking lizard?
Yes. I'm assuming y'all have probably had conversations. Pretty one-sided. Mr. Spinks like to talk to himself for the most part.
Like, mechanically, Mr. Spinks can't talk
I was
to
gonna
animals.
say, I was like, I
No,
don't.
my
just
assumption.
speaks
My assumption is Mr. Spinks would just talk and just have
true,
the
he would,
conversation.
yes.
But
Yeah.
Oh, well, he definitely growls a lot and occasionally, kind of makes these weird squawking sounds, but he seems friendly enough. I appreciate it. I'll do my best to be part of the team. Yeah?
Okay.
Hell yeah, dude.
Now we just need June to get
Dude,
a pet, and then everyone
everybody's
will
got
have
a
one.
Pokemon now.
Hey.
June needs
Prometheus,
a Pokemon.
I choose you. 1 hit point, dead.
One
wait.
hit point.
Everybody's drinking, acting a fool. Guard is kind of just
Don't
sitting.
know what you're talking about.
Guard is just kind of sitting.
Yeah.
He sees June talking to the one woman. He sort of steps outside to see what Isaac's doing. Isaac is in the middle of like a screeching monkey conversation. And
Correct.
when he steps outside, this is kind of the first time in a long time that he's been in a small town and it's quiet at night. And almost out of an old habit, he's going to slink away from the party and he's going to patrol the walls of this small town in the way that he used to rally. And just sort of walk the perimeter of the stone wall and, in the quiet night.
I think after a little while, you are joined by Big Paul.
Good evening.
Hello, old friend.
Sorry about punching you earlier.
He, cracks his nose, just like... Not at all. Well deserved. And a measured, proportionate response. You've always been rather good at those.
I only think back to the first time I heard of Big Paul, and my first thought was I will rip his arms out.
Yeah, but you didn't.
I know, I did say it to him, but that's...
Yeah.
If you say so.
Forgive me for being a bit forward, but I noticed that you had glanced at my friends and seemed to be contemplating something that was an aside to Mr. Spinks.
Your friends bear the same markings that I am engraved with, as is Mr. Spinks, and I have not seen them on anything made before.
What do you mean by made?
I have seen them on myself. I have seen them on the young dragon. And on the geckos that surround Rally. But those are tattoos. Someone put them there. Someone made them.
My mother. They're old. Handed down from matriarch to her clan.
Why don't you have them?
Well, the tradition was taught to us by the Tanin, and like the Tanin, our tattoos are a coming of age. I was living in Minehead at the time.
Oh.
Sherwood was a good friend, but not Krakow. He did not have the runic knowledge necessary to perform the ceremony, so I missed out.
Do you know where they come from?
I don't know much about them compared to many of my forebears, but the stories tell us that the Krakow people invented runic magic, that they were the first to carve channels into the earth, and eventually into themselves. I think the tattoos are a gentler way of manifesting those ideas.
Your mother learned these from the Tanin?
No. My mother learned these from her mother.
Do you know who her mother learned them from?
I would presume her mother before that. The knowledge of tattooing passed to us from the Tanine would have been multiple generations back. Before any living memory in a time when the gods would have been far more present on this earth.
So I don't suppose you know who taught the Tanine?
I know stories, I don't know much, but the Tanine were not taught they were gods. The lizards, their twinned souls, were part of the forest. Magic manifest. Attached to a mortal form, simply out of convenience, a way for the forest to manifest a protection to itself. There is a benefit in death and reincarnation, a refreshing of the body and of the soul. And when my people learned how to carve their arcane will into the face of the earth, the Tanine taught them how to channel it through ink.
When you say the face of the earth, do you mean that literally?
Often. My mother was by no means a master arcanist, but she did know how to carve certain warding runes into the walls of this very town, and I recall that she used to carve harvest runes into some of our gardens.
Do you know if your people or the Tanine carved them into armor?
I don't know. I suppose it's possible. And he thinks for a second. Yes, my grandmother Paula she had carved runes into her armor so that they might grow with her form in battle. Or at least that's what Mother said.
Is any of that armor still around?
It's been some time since Agravar has occupied Evening's Dawn. I don't know if there's much left at all, but I could have a look.
I don't know if there is time for more things off course, but it is something I wonder about. Asgard kind of just looks at his gauntlets and his arms.
Well, Big Paul is a fairly insightful individual, and I think he looks down at your hand as well and says, well, I can make no promises about it still being here, but my mother was relatively good at hiding important things. I've found at least 5 brooches just kind of kicking about town in the last couple of months. I'll have a look. While you all investigate the caverns, I'll see what I can find.
Big Paul, I wanted to suggest something, but maybe not tonight. You said that the people that come back from the caverns are aged. I am wondering if perhaps I should go, but no one else.
That is an interesting tactical idea, though I wouldn't know that I would want you to go entirely by yourself. I think it's a right concern. I think that you should bring it up to the others.
They are all very young.
Well, not so much Isaac, but I take your point.
He is young. He is young in his eyes.
I agree.
Where did you see this thing that you thought was me?
It was on the spine one night when I was up on that hill there, and he points off in the distance. Keeping a watch out on the town, I saw something moving, and he points to this, again, this like ridge of peak mountains that sort of run parallel from the back of the town off into the horizon. It was perched like some sort of gargoyle. It was very ominous indeed.
Isaac was not speaking in metaphor when he said, we have faced gods and oblivion.
So you've said.
Every time we have dealt with one of these gods, they affect the world around them. They change it, often leaving almost nothing that isn't altered. If there is something else out there...
Perceptive as always, guard. I agree. Let's you and I stay on guard, huh?
Eyes open.
Eyes open. And with that, we are going to draw this evening to a close. Do you guys want to do anything before we cut straight to the mouth of this cave?
Other than the actual kind of like making sure we have the provisions.
Oh, you've all taken a long rest.
Whatever. Oh,
Woohoo!
Yay! 1 point of exhaustion.
that sucks. There's no way of getting rid of it other than that.
Long
rests.
You
Long
guys could,
rests.
if you guys want to take
But
another day.
consequences.
If you guys want to take another day to sleep, you can do that, but it might mean things get worse.
No,
Worse than
I don't know. I feel like
49
it's
days
worse. Yeah, right.
I don't think we can afford it.
The funny thing is, I have a note written down here for what happens if you guys take
Like
more
day
than 50 days.
Day 50.
Oh my god. We'll be officially.
So you are about to cross another threshold. So we are all going in. Is guard going to take up a forward position just in case?
If everybody's comfortable with that, yes.
You see that Bailey leads you to the cave in question. It is further to the east of the spine of this ridge of mountains. Guard, you recognize it as sort of at the base of the hill that Big Paul said that he was kind of atop of when he saw the glass figure.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a pretty wide mouth to this cave and a pretty steep, immediate drop. And Bailey walks you all up and says, I'm happy to join, but I think it might be best if I keep watch out here.
Thank you for your valiant efforts.
If you all want ghosts creeping up on your shit, that's your prerogative. Like I said, I'm happy to go where told.
Just watch our backs. We don't know.
June's gonna
What's out
elbow Safra. She's happy to do what she's told.
Listen. She just wants to make sure I come back, and I don't blame her.
June, I don't know if you know what that means.
Like, I mean, yeah, like make the bed,
Yeah, uh-huh.
get a glass of water.
Let's go.
Why are you looking at me like that?
You all walk into this cavern. You see out about 40 feet, the entrance splits off in a Y. There's a small path to the left and a much larger path to the right. You can make survival checks, investigation checks, perception checks, or producing a source of light, which may also be a valuable thing to do.
Oh, I got this. And he takes one of the spare flannels that from the laundry pack.
Wraps it around a stick.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I am gonna cast locate object.
On.
My mother.
Can you cast locate object on creatures?
It has to be something on yo mama.
Oh.
I think there's another spell called Locate Creature.
Yes, that's why.
Oh, there is. Oh, okay, fair enough. In that case,
I will give you this, but I just want you to do the narrative work to come up with what she has on her.
her wedding ring.
Very good. So you light a torch and cast locate object. Harisa, what does locate object look like? I think we said Sphinx does like a radar thing.
So I think Safra, without saying anything, is just going to sort of place a hand on Sphinx's head, and he is going to just kind of like lose focus, but also focus in, if you know what I mean. And his eyes are going to glow, and he's going to sort of almost half kind of like ephemerally just start sort of snaking towards like wherever the thing is.
You see that he starts veering off to the right. The tunnel off to the left is overgrown with some sort of bramble. June, if you want to investigate to the left, you're going to have to split off.
There's some, like, weird brambly shit growing down here, and she'll run over to investigate it really quick.
You run up to it, and in the darkness, kind of a little bit of glow from the torch headed in the other direction. Looks like twigs? Dry vines? Do you touch it?
That's a loaded question. I
That is
don't
a
like
loaded
that.
question.
My client will not answer this question. That's leading the witness. Absolutely not.
She's gonna...
June, don't eat it.
She's gonna take apart... She's got her dad's scarf wrapped around her neck, and she's gonna take the edge of it and cover her hand and rip off a piece of the vine and go back to the group.
As you break off a piece of this vine, it crumbles into dust in the scarf, and as you sort of open the scarf back up, you see that it's caked as if with dried blood.
Ugh, gross. Looks like blood red vines.
Wait, what? Where?
Oh, well, here's the powder from the bit that I broke off, but it's over to the left.
Isaac, does this kind of resonate with you in any way?
I wonder if this is what Milmanon was talking about. The letter that he sent to me said something about machinids were like entering through some rabbles, I can't remember what the bloodroot patches.
It was bramble tunnels made of these blood vines.
There's no myconids here.
Well, we have a myconid in a jar. We might be able to ask. Shake him. Get the answers out of it.
I will not shake him.
Shake him like an angry British nanny.
Fishy, wake up! Wake up, Fishy!
I will not shake him. I just crack open the jar. Bartleby, I've named him.
Rapport spores.
Bartleby.
Bartleby.
My friends are going to ask you some questions. Don't attack them.
Understood, boss.
And if you want, later we can practice stealing stuff more.
What? That sounds too good to me.
Yeah.
What do you
We
mean
got to get
more?
you really good at stealing stuff for when you grow up.
Yeah, let's go. What are your questions? Ask me anything. I know a lot about total facts. What do you want to know?
Did you say about turtle facts?
You want to see my Legos?
Is God a better mom than...
All the moms in the game.
Yeah.
Guard understands that the mushroom people steal stuff, and he's going to raise the mushroom child away from the mushroom people. It's like raising an animal in captivity that you got to let it out to the wild. You got to teach it how to hunt.
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
It's not going to be able to join the pack if it doesn't learn how to run with the pack.
What are you jabronis want?
I love that it just sounds like a tiny adult also.
Yeah. Do you recognize these vines?
That's a 2.
Awesome.
Well, you just said it. That's what they are.
You got a point.
I know they're not usually found in turtles. Sometimes though, maybe.
All right, put the lid back on the jar, God,
Yeah,
please.
I was gonna say, never mind.
Do we want to go down this tunnel? Because they're dead here. What if they're alive farther down?
Mr. Spinks wants to go down the other tunnel.
Very important piece of information here is that locate object only works up to 1,000 feet, and it's working.
Right, so it'd be very close.
We can always double back, but if my mother is here, or at least a finger is here, I would like to know.
Let's keep an eye out in the other tunnel for anything lining the walls then.
I would like to come back, though. Don't worry, June.
June, are you following Sphinx?
Yeah.
I need both of you to make dexterity saving throws.
Oh, my.
22.
Great.
A 9?
The two of you start to hear the sound of water rushing in your ears. And you bank hard around a turn. And June, you grind to a halt. Sphinx, ungainly, flailing, goes over the edge of a cliff.
Sphinx! I'm sorry.
He falls 20 feet
Oh, that's not bad.
and
20
takes
feet's
8 points of bludgeoning
That's
damage
okay.
as he collapses onto an outcropping. And the two of you are in a little grotto.
Cute.
There are ledges that line the way down, worn out by eons of erosion, slick with water. And on the far wall, little spout as glacially clear water pours into this room, fills a little pool at the base. June, you are 80 feet up from the water. Sphinx is now 60 feet up from the water on this little lip.
Oh, I'm okay.
Are you alright?
I'm okay. Oh, ow. Thanks. God damn it.
I'm gonna drop down to Sphinx and I'm gonna use slow fall on myself.
You don't need to use slow fall to go down 20 feet. You could just do that. Sphinx just didn't notice. Sphinx has a fly speed. Sphinx could get down 20 feet.
Like, he just
Tripped. Yeah. You drop down to Sphinx. Could I get perception checks from everyone?
Ooh, 24. Nice.
7.
10.
Yeah.
9.
Oh my god. And Sphinx.
Sphinx got a nat 1 for a 7.
Okay.
So it's fine.
Cool and good.
He's too busy, like,
Great.
nursing his, like, bruised bum. He's like, ow.
He hit his tailbone.
Just, like, crooked.
All of you, including Harisa, feel the cavern shake slightly. Not an earthquake. Maybe movement? Harisa, you got a 24?
I did.
Your eyes dart around the room. First to June, who jumps over a cliff. You freak out about that for a second. Then you follow her down to Mr. Sphinx, and you see that they're not all that far down, and she's helping Mr. Sphinx up. You see that Mr. Sphinx is kind of locked on a rock jutting out of the pool. And your eyes go straight to it. And you see something that chokes the air out of you. You see Grammy Rosa, unconscious on this cavern floor.
Excuse me?
What?
What do you do?
First of all, she's gonna think this is some kind of fucking delirium, right? She's seeing shit like she saw before. When it doesn't shift or move like the other kind of like images had, she is going to very quickly and probably a bit too hastily kind of make her way down the wall, sort of past Sphinx and June, and just like not saying anything to anyone, just like scrabbling down this wall.
You're dropping kind of 10 to 15, occasionally 20 feet at a time. Just, and you make it down to the edge of this little pool. The rock with the unconscious body of your grandmother is pretty far toward the back wall. Maybe 30 feet?
How deep is the river?
You don't know. You can check.
I think with her bow, she's going to kind of like poke down into the water to see like how
Deeper than your longbow. So you're swimming, if anything. And as you're doing that, your hand kind of hits the surface of this water. It's fucking cold.
Have me and Gar caught up yet?
Yeah, can we see this?
You guys can see all of this. Whether or not you've gotten down to the bottom is going to be a matter of checks.
So my climbing doesn't have an effect?
Oh, yeah, you've got your fucking boots. Yeah, you can just climb down.
I'm imagining that Guard is just like jumping and having his arm
nice.
as he like
That's
moves
cool.
on.
Isaac goes, there's something
No, it's
wrong
fine.
with all y'all. Takes out his 50 feet of rope and just starts
Fantastic.
taking his time.
When I get to the bottom, I'm going to walk up and stand next to Harisa and see her looking at the river and see the body on their side and see that she's like freaking out a little bit and like testing the water. I'm gonna look over. Do you know how to swim?
So, but the water is too cold. I think I would go into shock. I can't reach her. I need to reach her.
I can. And I will dive into the water and start trying to swim over there.
Sapphire just pacing, just like back and forth on the riverbank.
Guard, would you please roll me a wisdom saving throw? We'll go ahead and say that you're still doing this within 10 feet of Isaac. So this is right before you jump in. This is you'll have a +4 to this roll.
Ooh, so that means I get a 13.
Okay. Guard, in the back of your mind, you hear, this woman has nothing to do with the mission. This is a waste of time.
Can I tell that it's not myself talking to myself, but it's like a force, or do I feel like it's a feeling
You feel like it's a feeling you have.
I don't know. I've never seen Harisa this bothered by seeing someone before, like ever.
Yeah.
Even her dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Like I've never seen her so hesitant and trepidatious.
Yeah.
I'm going to think about that, and I'm going to think this will not help, but it will help Harisa, which will help.
Go ahead and give me an athletics check.
Oh my god. Natural 1.
Oh no!
I have inspiration! I'm using it.
Yes.
Okay.
I have inspiration. Better. A lot better. 17.
On a 17, you kick off of this ledge and torpedo to this little rock. You put one arm out over top of it, hoist yourself up, turn this woman over. Go ahead and make me a medicine check. This is snap understanding. So this is to determine just kind of what your like passive impulse is here.
Another natural 1.
Okay. You have no idea whether or not this person is still alive.
I am going to pull her to the ledge. I'm going to hold her, because she's just a person. I'm just going to hold her above the water with one arm. And I'm going to see by the ledge if I can swim with one arm above the water. And if I feel like I can, as I sink, I'm going to put her back on the ledge.
You're not going to immediately sink, but it is a matter of strength. So
Yeah, I'm
this is
testing my strength in this.
This is going to increase the difficulty of your return athletics check by 3.
All right, I'm going to turn back, and I'm going to yell to June and to Isaac as he makes his way down. Get a rope ready.
I'm a genius.
And then when they are ready to have like something to throw out,
Yeah.
I'll pull out my 50 feet of rope.
Oh yeah, like Sapphire is like frantically ready.
You
For
anchor
whatever
it
you need.
with Sphinx, get it tied around a little rock, and you're all kind of holding on to it. We'll give you advantage on this roll.
Guard is going to look at the water, look at his friends, look at this old woman, and try to, as gently as possible, sort of hold her in his arm and forearm, slip into the water, and start swimming back, trying to keep as much of her out of the water as possible.
Give me athletics check at advantage.
Oh, that's so good. That was advantage. That first one was bad. 25.
Okay. You kick off from this rock and make it almost all the way to the ledge, and at the last bit, The last couple of feet, as you start to feel yourself slip beneath the water, you feel your friends tug on the rope and pull you to shore. The woman is now safely on, well, it isn't dry land, but
Moist rock.
moist
okay.
rock.
It's okay, I brought the laundry bag. Just start taking out flannels.
Saphira immediately rushes to Rosa and is sort of like, when you don't know where to like touch, and she's like looking all over, like she's like just. Yeah. Oh my god, Granny, are you okay, Granny?
Please make a medicine check for me.
Oh Lord.
As she's doing that, can Isaac go to Mr. Spinks? Did you find what you were looking for?
I don't think so. Did he DM? This isn't, or this is?
The ring is with that body.
I knew it. I'm so sorry. I figured that out. I'm so sorry.
I got a 22.
The first thing that you realize is that you were wrong. It's not your grandmother. It is your mother.
Saphira is going to immediately stand up and remove her hands as if she's disgusted. Is she alive?
No.
Saphira is going to turn to the others and say, I would appreciate it if you all could leave. I have something to do. Leave now. Spinks he's unsure whether he should be going as well. And he's like, should I? And she just says, get out! And so he just flies up and out. Saphira is going to bend down, take off the ring, and push the body into the water. And then she is just going to go up and join the others.
And it sinks. As you make your way back up to the others, I want to cut, because I think that takes like a moment. And I think that Guard, in particular, eyes open, is keeping an eye. And so, Guard, you are the first to see the wall of the cave blow open as a giant crystal worm bores its way into view. And I can't believe I'm ending another episode on this.
God damn!
But I need everyone to roll me initiative.
Oh, come on!
Friends, it is that time once again that we welcome our new patrons. Am Lovelies, Shy Tsunami, and Kyoto Ryu. Welcome to the quest to bring justice for the moss. And as always, where would we be without our league of rally defenders? Darlene Wallace, Darksteel Panda, Derek Silverstone, Elderberry, GamerTube HD, Lord Dreamer, Lucas Carter, Michael McFarlane, Randolph Jenkins, and Recious Snivy. You form a phalanx impenetrable, and we owe you our lives. All right, everybody, I love you. Bye.